Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Dan Allen. This is our Saturday weekly question and answer session, the trading side of our business project. I'll be one of your co-hosts for today. We're going to start with a question from a friend of mine, Mr. Robert Wright, and I'm gonna show you what he was asking. Then I'm gonna bring him up and get the question from him directly, but just so you kind of get the scope of what's happening every Saturday we let the people that we are in business with come and ask questions about trading so they can be more empowered for their next week's journey. So, Toy, you got them?
Yep, I got them.
Okay. So, Rob, ladies and gentlemen, this is my chart first, right? This is the Australian dollar versus the US dollar. This is a 1 hour chart, which means that each one of these candlesticks, which is what they're called, right, is an hour of information. And so there's going to be another chart we're going to look at that's going to look similar because the candlesticks all look alike outside of their shapes, but the time frame is going to be different, which means the amount of data candle is going to be different. Okay, so let me do this too. Let me mute everybody, but they can unmute themselves so that we don't let that going on. Rob, unmute yourself for me, brother. So this is the chart, right? If you look at my cross, the up in the vertical line at the bottom shows the date and time, and then the horizontal line shows the price at that particular spot on the chart. So that's what the cross is going to be for. And so this is right now called the naked chart. Nothing's on it because you can put lines and all types of stuff to help you see it better or whatever your trading style is. Now we're going to walk through what Rob got going on. This is Rob's chart. It's the same pair, the same time frame. And I don't know the question yet that Rob has. So we'll walk through it from there. But Rob submitted this, and people that submit stuff early in the GP group, mainly, like that's the best place to put them. They kind of go front of the line for their question coming into Saturday. So, Rob, what is your question, and we can go from there.
All right. Well, it's pretty much not a question.
Okay, that's why.
This was more of like a learning moment. For me, there was a strategy that Coach Mass was talking about last week. I think on her January 28th study hall
You
class.
told me to get on that. I'm telling you I didn't do it. I'm telling you.
Huh?
No, you said that last week. You talked about
Yeah. Now, yeah, I mentioned this last week and everything. So it was January 28th, study hall, and she was basically, because I guess like a lot of people in the chat group in Epic, they were asking like a lot of questions and everything like that as far as like the entry and exit and things of that nature. So she was basically whatever just trying to give clarification on trying to be, just give more clarification on not being confused about, which direction of, the market may be going in and everything like that. So
okay.
this was basically a strategy that I was
I don't
trying
want
to.
you to train though. Sound like you about to train me. Take me to where
No,
you
no, no,
is
no,
what you
no,
feel.
no.
Okay.
Okay, so basically, I where uh, uh, the green line is at, that's the candle that I came in on.
Okay.
Um, and basically, I was looking at the currency strength meter,
Okay.
and like at that particular time, I think this was at around like 8 o'clock or so, between like 8 and 8:15, and the
Well, this is
currency
the
strength
hour
meter,
chart. So this is uh
right?
4, 3, 2, 1, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8 o'clock.
Eight.
Right. Okay.
Uh-huh. Yeah. So the currency strength meter was saying that the Aussie dollar was weak.
Okay.
So But then when I looked at this, when I first looked at this, I saw that the thing, you know, like it was like ranging a little bit. So I was like, let me wait until the next, you know, like the next candle forms.
On the hour or down on the 5? Because I got a 5-minute chart from you too.
I did it on an hour. I never dropped down to the 5, and that was, you know, that was
Okay.
saying one of my mistakes and everything also.
Got it.
So I did not wait until the 8 o'clock candle closed. I just went ahead and, you know what I'm saying, put a trade in based on what the strength meter was.
Let me ask you a question.
And
Where did you enter the trade at? What was the level?
yeah, I like erased it.
Okay.
But it, I mean, you know, the trade wound up losing.
Did
But
you take a buy or a sell?
I took a sell.
Okay.
Yeah. Saying I took a sell, but I guess I was just saying putting this in here to say that you know, saying what I did. I guess I need to just practice more patience because I'm saying, as you can see, the next candle was you know, like was starting to be bullish, and then as time, you know, like the 10 o'clock candle, it was even more bullish.
Right. Okay. So let me ask you a question first. This yellow line, what does this line, what do these 2 yellow lines mean to you? So I know what
The
they
yellow
mean.
lines is support and resistance, and then the blue ones are um, the lines for what the heck are those lines?
Okay, no worries, no worries. Where did you draw the support and resistance from? What time frame did you draw these from?
From the daily. Yeah,
Got
from
it.
the
So these
daily.
are your daily top and bottoms.
Uh-huh.
Okay, perfect, perfect. So before I go, I'm going to first introduce you to my partner, Mr. Tito Vila. Tito, you are definitely on the co-host side, so you can come on in. So Tito, this is Rob. Rob's in Philadelphia. I haven't known him personally directly for a long, long time. I feel like I've known him forever because I know his dad, and I don't want to mix those relationships up. Rob is super sharp, as you can hear. Rob, Tito, Rob. What you see, Tito?
What's up, Tito? What's up,
How you
brother?
doing, sir?
All right, all right.
So no, actually, just looking at this, I the first question that just kind of popped into my mind was, I'm curious because I mean I know this is a screenshot, so we can't really measure it. But my first question would be, based on the 20 pips and dip strategy here, so there's a particular candle that I want to measure.
This the one right here. Which one you want me to measure?
Yeah. So where the break happens on that long bearish candle.
This one?
Yeah, that break. After that, I would say on the bullish one right after that spinning top on the one. Yeah, that one right there. From the top of that one, I'm curious to measure how many pips from that close up to where price is right now. I'm just
okay. So you want the wick or the close?
The close.
Okay. And price right now is somewhere. Well, price right now is should be about here. Okay. That's 27 candles. At the close of this one, let's go to 29 pips.
Yeah. Okay. So this is just my opinion based on what I know about the 20 pips and dip strategy and what happened here. So the first thing is that the candle that we're measuring from right now is, in my opinion, the ideal one to have entered on based on Coach Max's 20 pips and dip rules, right? Which is by that candle, especially by the close of that candle, there was a clear confirmation that price was settling underneath the 50 EMA, right? And here's the thing, no strategy is 100% foolproof, right? So typically they say the default setting for 20 pips and dip is, you want to have 20 on the take profit side, 20 on the stop loss side. But then when you go into more intermediate levels, now it's you're examining where the support and resistance is at to potentially adjust your take profit and especially your stop loss to being behind those lines of defense. You look at those key levels as lines of defense. Now, with that in mind, just looking
key level, you talking about the blue lines, right?
Yes, yeah.
You're calling these blue lines key levels, Tito, that's something about?
I'm not referring to anything in particular as far as what he has charted. I'm just saying in general. right? The advancement of the 20 pips and dip strategy eventually becomes using those points. I mean, in this case, I guess it would be more those yellow lines, right? But in general, using those points of defense in your favor to protect your position as much as possible. Now, with that said, and I know I have an idea of what happened because I was trading during this time as well. And this is an example of that there is no such thing as a 100% bulletproof strategy. You will lose sometimes. And in this particular case, those two very long bullish candles that reversed, if I'm not mistaken, those were the result of G7 meeting news, right? Mm-hmm. And there was a lot of news for the dollar that was unexpectedly negative as well. At the same time that Europe and the pound were getting very positive news, and the G7 meetings were happening. So, long story short, my opinion about what happened here is just number one, even 20 pips in dip will lose sometimes, and number two, in this particular case is a scenario of being cognizant of what's happening in the news and understanding, especially with the red folder news that the U.S. dollar got hit with that day. Sometimes it's going to work against you, and you just have to take the L and regroup, because ultimately my personal take on this call, right, is that it will drop. And as a side note to that, where the GBP USD market closed, it's like very heavy. It's right on the top diving board. And to me, it looks like it's going to get some serious pippage at London on Monday, or potentially New York on Monday. But that's just my personal opinion. Anyways, those are just the first thoughts that enter my mind looking at this particular scenario.
Awesome. Rob, have you ever watched Game of Thrones?
Nah, never.
You might not appreciate what's about to happen, but it's about to be a Game of Thrones moment. All right. So what I see is, first you did a top-down analysis so I can see. So that's perfect, right? I now understand this trend line a little bit. This is the one you're saying that is a downward trend. I would have driven a little different, but I get it now because of the trade. So trading for me, period. They got the Bulls versus the Bears at a conversation level right here for us to have, right? Bulls versus Bears, right? Both sides make up what's called the crowd. But right now, the crowd is made up the Bulls and the Bears, which are kind of, if you go to the last season of Game of Thrones, the dead was coming to take over they went up to the wall. So the wall is a whole place where winter's coming. So if you ever watch Game of Thrones, you know winter's coming. So the wall stops everything from outside to get in, okay? This yellow line and this yellow line is the wall. Dig me? So a lot of major fighting trying to get through. Now, as I'm watching the trade, because you already drew the wall for me, I see that they fought here because it came down, bounced back up right about here. They fought here again. They fought here again. They broke through this time, but then had to come back where they were going down. They broke through, got pushed back. So they're fighting all right here. They stop exactly here.
We're not seeing your screen, DA.
Thank you very much. I need that in my life. They say new share. 1 share. It looked like it should be sharing. Can you see my screen, Rob?
Yeah.
It might be you. First, thank you, because it could be going on. Can you see the yellow line? Y'all, can you see the yellow line?
No, I still see Robert's screen.
This is my. Do y'all see a chart?
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is my screen.
We see Robert's screen shot.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah,
but we don't see your cursor moving on it at all.
You don't see this white cursor moving?
Oh yeah, I see it. Definitely, I see it.
You can barely see it, but I can see it.
Okay, well, maybe it's just me. I'm sorry. You may continue.
I've been practicing for this, y'all. You ain't got to give me 1 second now.
Okay, tell me something, because I wasn't seeing it either.
Me neither.
Y'all saying my pointer too small. Though. Let me find out. Give me a second. I got to do this on another screen. Hold on.
I think it would be better if you made it white rather than black.
Listen, I appreciate the help. Hold on. Screen the notifications shapes. We're gonna just go to hold on. Let's go to this. While we figuring this out, if somebody got a comment, please jump in. Because we about to
I'm trying to be a part of the Game of Thrones. Come on, take
I'm
us
about
home.
to. Now listen. It's like Game of Thrones out here, mama.
I know it.
Left multiple times, choose how many lines on each scroll. Mouse.
Yep.
I want to make my mouse bigger. Adjust mouse and cursor size. There we go. Hold on. There we go. Can y'all see it now?
Yes. It's still bland, but I see it.
Hold on, I could change the color.
They probably need to change the color to white since it's a black whatever background.
Yeah, exactly.
How about
Because it's a
now?
black screen.
Stay black.
It's still black. It's
It's
little.
black to y'all?
It's black and it's little, yes.
It's purple and big to me.
Change the pointer to white.
Okay, I heard what you, it was white last time. Can y'all see it now?
No, there's black still.
All right, hold on. Let me, yeah, that's not what it looks like to me. So I don't know. Hold on. Can y'all see it now? Can y'all see this
Now
white
we see
cross?
it.
Yeah, the white cross. Yeah.
Okay. This is what we about to do. Hold on 1 second. Let me write down this number. This number is 77218. 1 second. I like problems. Problems give you a chance to get smarter, better, and show you what you do with them. I chew them up. All right. So y'all know he has a yellow line, right? The
Yeah.
yellow line says 77218. So let's start with that. So now I can see his chart on my thing, and I'm gonna draw his chart out on this other one. All right. So first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna draw a line. We're gonna make it yellow. I take all tests, Nona.
No, I see you, partner.
We're gonna make it thicker. So this just asked me to do a trading view tutorial. That's all. And we're gonna take it to the coordinate was 77218. Somebody must be actually, do I know how to do this for real, Nona? I don't know what's going on. So, but I really do. So, Game of Thrones. Y'all like to, let's get back to a cursor. Give me a second. Let me get from there. Let's get back to here. Change it to the arrow. Got that. Take it back to full screen because I like full screen. So right now we'll talk about this. If I got to draw another line from his chart, I'll draw it. So Game of Thrones. Price right here ran up to right about this line and then pushed back down. That's what created the wick. It's called rejection. Then price ran through it. So that's cool. So you come back through here, they fighting again. They pushing, the fight is all around right here. Then right here, it ran down. So to look, hold up, let me make it bigger. Somebody might can't see it, don't it? Don't get me going. So this is the open of the candle. This left bottom. This is the close, the top right, because it's an upper candle. So at some point it opened here, came down to this spot and pushed back up and closed right here. Okay. So that push up like that, all heavy, is called rejection. There's another one here, right? Heavy rejection. So, but I got rejection at this wall. Then right here, it came back down and it closed, which is the bottom right now, at this line again. Then up here, it opened here, closed here. It's fighting all right here again. It's still, so all this stuff here, and although we're trading here, Rob, which you were here, so let me give you a flag real quick, just so we can kind of mark that for everybody. You were at 8 o'clock, so you get a flag right here. Okay, and I'll make another one at the bottom in case we need to key on it fast. So somewhere along this line is when you got in the trade. So, but first, before you look at this, when you're about to press the button, when you do a top-down analysis, this is what helps you. It fought here again. It fought here again, right? Then it left away. It got some rejection somewhere near it again. It's right back here again. It's right back here again. It's right back here again. It's all right here. pushed through here, broke through, good stuff. It get back here, the one that Tito looked at, is down here, right back again. Here it's fighting again, it's fighting again, it's fighting again, it's fighting again. Now you're looking at the trade because you're looking for a down, you're looking for a sell. You are looking at this, right? The indicator was above it, so that's cool. On the 50, I'm not entering on the hour, so me and you trade different. So I can't help you with that part. I have to go down. But I clearly know these cats is rumbling. They rumbling. I don't know. It's, you know what I'm saying? Here you go.
Right.
Anywhere you got in here, it looked like profit because it broke through and then came back up for the close. So
Right.
I don't know when in this hour you got in, but it's a profitable trade at some point. So we can go on the 5 and look at this hour, but for a sell trade, it's a sell trade, and it went. So now Tito told me to measure stuff, so I'm gonna go to the top of this one, and you had a key level right here too. So that's another thing you got to consider for what you were doing. But let's go with. Oh, we might not be doing nothing. I know how to solve that too. Let's get the actual measure. I'll try to be fancy. So this, for measuring for me, if I got in at the top of the hour, before I even took the trade, because I did my top-down analysis, which is your saving grace here, if I got in at the top of the trade, which isn't even the open is down here some. But if I was able to catch at the top, I'm measuring for an 11 pip trade. And then because I don't need to run 100%, I'm probably measuring for an 8 pip trade. Because once it gets to the wall, who from Coach Max to the institutions can say how it's going to go when you see that it go crazy at the wall. That's why you do a top-down analysis. So no matter what you were doing, you shouldn't have been in the trade when it got down to the line. You should have been sitting back, watching Game of Thrones with me, eating the popcorn, either voting for the Walking Dead or walking for the people on the other side of the wall. That's first. That's right off the top. Your top-down analysis should have saved you, right? So you're taking the somewhere here you buying, get out here because you're at the, like, I'm not talking to you specifically, Rob, okay? This next phrase, right? But don't be, not you, let's say it again. Don't be so narcissistic that you know what's going to happen at a key level or a wall. That's why you draw it. So you can get out of the way for the stuff that you don't know what's going to happen. Now, I don't know what to take you from there. Hopefully this helps. And I'll go down to the 5 so I can look at this 1 hour. But that's the major thing I see, Rob, is that you stayed in for the turnaround. Because if you're looking at the next hour, it may break down here. I'm not even in the trade. I can't even really give any advice to how to get in the trade at a key level till you see what it's going to do. Now, from the other part of this, for what you're talking about, you have it hit the wall, so it rejected. It came back. It retested, which is the second R for Coach Ryan stuff, right? So this is back to just being on the live sessions, So now we got a rejection, a retest, another retest, react for the win, right? So that's that. Now, when they get up to here, it's tricky again because you had something telling you that it may go, and then you got a 50. You might so it's time to get out the trade in my world. When it's getting to a 50, is about to bounce. It's getting to a trend line I drew is about to bounce. These are times of what's called indecision. So as a speculator already, because that's how we all got to come into the trading, because we're guessing what's going to happen. If we get advantages to our guessing, you negate the advantage by staying in during the times where you don't know what's going on. So take it down to the 5, because that's how I enter. So the flags will be there. And this is what Rambus and I talk about a lot. With his trading, just go ahead, get out, see what's going on, then jump back in. The water's fine. So now we'll draw. I'll go with a line at 7:55, and I'll go with another line at 8:05. And then, Tito, I'm going to pass it back to you. Then we open up for other questions. But Rob, I always love you bringing your actual trading to the table. So hopefully this is helping. I'm looking for 8:05. I'm on the 5
I'm
minute.
gonna be the signal maker, man.
Got it.
Like it.
Hold on. I feel like I'm not on the phone. One second. There you go. Just like I'm still in the hour though. Just feel like I'm still in the hour. Oh no, I'm sorry. 7:55 to 9:05. That's why I'm sleepy. Like I said, that look close. So that's our hour, right? So this is called a magnifying glass right here. We're going to trace it right here from the top to the bottom of this hour. Probably too much. Let's do this first. Let me do that. Do it again. Hold on 1 second. We got that jump bit. Hold on 1 second. It got to be down here because I magnified the top like a crazy person. 1 second. That magnifying glass for real. All right, get up here a little bit. Get right about there. Put the magnifying glass back on, and this time take it from here to here. There you go. So now this is our hour you were just talking about, and then you're gonna get a 20 pip and dip indicator for the win. Okay, you got your dots off. I don't know why, you're a crazy person, but my dots are on. So 8 o'clock, the market hit. You're looking for a sell. This is called a Dragonfly Doji. Somebody gonna tell you to go ahead and get in. Then you come in here. You break under the 50 right here. It clears the 50 right here, right? But if you're looking, you got a higher low and you got a lower high. So these are two different resistance areas. So you know that they really fighting, not even just at the wall, but right here. So you have your dots off. You look like a crazy person to me. But from here to the wall. So a break here, got under the 50. So now you have your confluence to get into the trade. And you go, let's say, because I don't go for the whole thing, 5 pips. This is 5.9 right here. Now I'm gonna tell you what people mess up at. So one, you had to win a trade. You made a losing trade because of whatever other stuff we would be tweaking through. But let me show you my world.
I got in too late.
You got in later than this?
I'm trying to look at the trade right now, but it had like the times seem to be like a little bit off and everything.
No. Give me the numbers. Give me his numbers at the left side of the trade.
It's 077215.
Okay, that's the one I want. So now what we're gonna do? We're gonna make a ray. Tape it to this time right here.
That's at the yellow line.
Huh?
That's at the yellow line.
Hold up, you messing up the drama right now, Tito. Hold on. We got people watching. Somebody not looking at it right. Let me do my show.
Play it out.
Yeah. So this is a ray, right? And what a ray does for me is it's different from a line because it doesn't have a back end. So I'm looking at the time I'm starting with. Now I'm back to the ray. I'm gonna go back inside of the. First, I'm gonna change the color because green tell me I'm take profit in it. So I'm gonna go for something more like that. So that's gonna be my. Now we're gonna go back in here, right? And first we're gonna go to text, and we're gonna go with call it the entry, or we're gonna call it Rob's entry. Okay. Now we know it's not in the right spot, right? So now what we're gonna do is go to coordinates again. I gave it 2 Y's. Okay, I see somebody. That's going by my detailed people. That's gonna mess somebody up. They ain't gonna hear nothing else I say because I got 2 Y's in entry. So coordinate it. Now tell me those numbers again.
0.77215.
So now we're gonna send it on its way. That's what I call it. So you did. Now I'm gonna tell you. So you're gonna learn from this. You did the top-down analysis so you can see the market. Then you got in the trade at the wall.
Yeah.
You just like it's
before I got in,
right.
I said to myself, let me see what the next candle is gonna do, and I didn't do that. I just went ahead and got in.
You traded on the hours, so that's another thing. So first, yes, you violated one of your own rules. That's already clear.
So
So right here, this is called, it has a name. It's called becoming a trapped seller. And what happens is the market knows that people have a fear of missing out. They have an acronym for it. FOMO is an actual name for something, fear of missing out. And what happens is somebody watches and then they see it working. So now they decide to get in because they see it working. With a trader, with Coach Max say, take your sell at a lower high, which would have been this, if anything, right? So the trade is here. So this is where the Coach Max student is getting in, although this is a higher high, so you should be looking for a sell right now. But but this will be here. Confirmation will be here because you're under the 50. Down here is where the people that manipulate the market, they'll keep pushing it. So all the fear of missing out people will come in for the sell so they can lock you in and then run you up to the buy. It's like reneging in spades. You know what I'm saying? It's such commonplace. They got a name and rules for it. You gotta be able to call this, you gotta be able to call the renege and get the 3 books. So now if you're playing spades, for anybody to play spades, if you're not paying attention to somebody just cut your heart, they're gonna renege all day long. But if you watching a board and say, hold up, you cut hearts at the 1, let me watch your hand and say, oh no, you back at hearts again, because they're not gonna leave where they're gonna play it off later on another book. So you gotta watch the board. This is just watching the board. You already a step ahead because you already had the top-down analysis done. So the majority of people that go trading, they didn't even know that this was the wall from Game of Thrones, and they didn't watch Game of Thrones when the dragons came. So they're missing out on something. Does that make sense, Rob?
Yes, sir.
So right here, this is a major place of indecision, which you can see right here, which turned into a consolidation. And then when it got ready, this is somebody drawing on my John. That's decent. Listen, I'm gonna kick people off Zoom person. Like my kickoff game is amazing. Yeah, so I'll kick off anybody I don't know that wouldn't do this, and then we'll start from there. So, but for this time we're gonna let them slide. But please, I'd rather you not. So we're recording. You make me look like a mean person. So you're either waiting here and waiting for it to cross back over, and then you're taking that trade from here to here because we drew that line because it was on the downtrend. And that's enough. I feel like I'm training now. And I want to go from that to answer questions. So that's my take. But you perfect because you already had the yellow line drawn. Mm-hmm. Tito, back to you, brother. Then let's open it up for everybody.
Appreciate that.
Absolutely.
Sir.
But you not having the dots, you're a crazy person.
Yeah, those dots can be helpful for sure. That's like one of the key points of that indicator.
Now I got to make my my pointer small again. I'm gonna make it purple. All right. So, does anybody have any questions about any of that? You got to unmute yourself with the click the mute button.
Dana and on Tito, I have a quick question on the 20 pips and dip, if I can ask it.
Sure.
So when you go on the indicator, I was talking to another wealth partner of ours, and we were looking at it the other day. The support and resistance dots above and beneath when you go onto the indicator, some of them are longer than others.
Yep.
And does that mean anything in particular? Like, what does that mean in particular?
That was a time frame that it was actually acting as support.
Right, but do the amount of dots mean anything? Because sometimes I'll see like 4, then I'll see like 11 dots. So
Let me turn it on. Let me see here.
please.
Right. So if you're looking at the bottom one right there where Tito got it, although you see a bunch of dots, look at it from a sequence perspective and watch how when one group of dots stop, the other one start.
Okay.
So if you kind of watch it, it's really one long green line at different levels. Does that make sense?
No.
Okay, so the green dots actually continue. They just continue from one spot and then they transfer up and they continue, then go down, then continue, then go up, then continue. Does that make sense to you?
Yes.
Okay, so the green line, when it switches, is showing you when support changes to another level in time.
Okay.
So that's why you got a higher low and a lower low, because support is changing.
Okay, cool beans.
So your question was why it was like less dots sometimes and more dots other times?
Right, Tito.
Okay. That's basically, I mean, you can basically ignore the fact that it's dots and just think of it like lines. Imagine that those dots aren't there and this is actually just a straight line. That's the same way that when we're charting, we're marking out points of support and resistance. It's the same thing. So as soon as that point is no longer, or not to say no longer relevant, but let's say less relevant according to the rules of the indicator, like for example, this point of resistance right here, that point is replaced by this one because at that moment in time,
there's a new lower high.
That's right. That's the new lower high, and that's let's say the most relevant point of resistance at that moment on the indicator.
And for me, the dots are so genius because they make in real time.
Right.
So once the dots stop making, you know you have a new lower high or higher low or lower low. So you can see, and so.
Thank you for the greater understanding, gentlemen.
Absolutely. Anybody else? It doesn't have to be about what Rob asked. Rob went first because he submitted this stuff like we talk about early so we can get a chance to kind of build around it. So by all means, you can go back.
If you have a question, unmute yourself.
Yep.
Hey, Tito, Dan, what's going on, fellas?
Cisco.
Good doing, sir.
Hey, I got a question that's been lingering for a minute here. In general, when you're charting and you're looking and you're doing your top-down analysis and you're marking up your chart, I'm still I know it's probably somewhere, but you guys can help here. Is if whatever pair I'm trading, let's say probably BTC USD, it's already been at its highest point, and I'm trying to mark the chart. And you know how usually you trying to mark support and resistance. If it's already at its highest point, what am I using as far as like resistance for? If it's currently at the highest point right now, like I can't go backwards and see any other higher point. It never was one.
I've seen that a couple of times before you already know that for yourself. I will go to a higher time frame and look even farther back. That's one. Two, be careful because price hasn't been at that spot ever or for a long, long time. Right. So like with BTC, you are in the wild, you're
uncharted territory.
Yeah. I'm about to go to manifest destiny. So there was a time in the United States where nobody had went west of the Mississippi River. So when you went out there, you were a pioneer frontier. You might fight a buffalo one day, you might fight the Indians the next day, right? So that's the area you're in. So you don't have help on how to catch where you're going to be at a key level or whatever. You gotta be very sure of why you're getting in the trade. Because like I just told Rob, they're saying when you have trapped sellers, you have trapped buyers too, right? So the market will run up so you can jump in on the buy, so it can run down so much that the average person can't stand it, especially BTC. Then it run back up again. And so what you're watching with those type of things is scenarios where some people are losing their shirts because they're trying to run and catch the high. So if you're looking at a chart that's doing that to you, you got Coach Max saying you're gonna take a buy, take it at a lower high. So now you're not getting it at that peak anyway. You wait for the retracement. And now that peak becomes a potential take profit. But if you ain't got nothing to measure it as high where you are, it might be time to sit on your hands for a minute, let a retracement come by, not lose some money, miss some money. So that way you're coming. So again, Coach Max, I take my buys at lower highs, I take my sells at higher lows. So now you're never running in like how Rob did while it's running down. Rob should have waited for a retracement to find a lower high and then come in. So that's my answer.
Okay. All right, cool. Thank you.
It's not about how much money you make. It's about how much money you don't lose, then how much money you make from that's left over as you don't lose the other money.
Consistency, discipline. Yeah. And I would say a good idea is whenever if you're fortunate enough to witness a currency pair entering new territory like that, that's a great opportunity to just start marking out what it's carving. Like, so when you see it hitting those key levels, it's like, okay, new key levels, here we go. You're gonna start charting those out. And those will be relevant now for the remainder of time that particular, currency pair exists. I think it's a great opportunity to kind of like, as you were saying, kind of like pioneer, be a part of that process of like pioneering where are these new key levels at? It's exciting.
Are you going to be a key level someday, young man? I see you peaking right now, but will you be a key level? We got to talk to him, Cisco.
Got a good question
Tito,
for you, Mr.
Allen. In the chat. Tito.
Yeah. That's a Mr. Allen question. That's in his department all the way.
What did it say?
What is swap fees?
Oh yeah. So when you're trading, what you're really doing is borrowing money from the broker in order to enter the market. That's what trading is. We're borrowing money, making a speculation, then we're paying the money back, which is why the fees and all that stuff kick in. What a swap fee is you being charged or paid, because you can get paid on the swap fee too. Google it for the rest of it past that. But it's what happens when you hold a trade after 5 p.m. Eastern into the next trading day. So everything is a loan, right? Everything is a loan. So you got these trades you put in, that's a loan, and then you're holding that money or you're holding that loan. Now, if you have them when they close their banking, the banks all close their day at 5 o'clock for Eastern Standard Time. But for whatever reason they did it, the whole global market kind of resets itself from 5 p.m. Eastern to 6 p.m. Eastern. If you ever listen to anything I ever had to say before, there is never a need to enter a trade from 5 p.m. to 6 p.m. Eastern, ever. That hour is ridiculous, right? Because of the fee, because you're making them, don't do it, right? So now, but the swap fee is a charge from the industry or a payment from the industry for holding that currency. So if you press sell on the euro dollar trade, you actually brought some dollars, sold some euro. So you're holding the dollar. If you press buy on the euro dollar trade, you're holding the euro because you brought the euro and sold the dollar. So when you get to that swap fee time, you're either holding the euro or you're holding the dollar, depending on which way you press the button. Sell, holding the dollar, buy, holding the euro. While now they have calculated fees or payments for holding that money until the next business day. Swap fee.
Very nice. That was a question from Mr. Will Stirrup.
Will.
Any other questions? Feel free to type them in the chat or unmute yourself. It's 45 after the hour. If we got time for one more.
Yes, Mr. Allen.
Yes, sir.
How you doing? This is Will.
Will, what's going on, brother?
Everything is good. I had that question because I got hit with the swap fee the other day. I was in a trade, and from where I'm understanding it is when you go from one trading time to, like, say you go from Asia, New York to whatever, when they switch over, that's when you hit fees. That
I'm
what you're
giving
saying?
my brother, I'm giving you the exact time. If you hold the trade after 5 p.m. Eastern, you're getting a swap fee.
Oh, okay.
That time.
Gotcha.
It's not all over. It's that if you got a trade from if it's 4, I'm living East Coast, so if you do the math and you somewhere else. If it's 450 and you get out and then get back in the 6, no swap fee. If you hold it,
Sure.
450, 451, 501, swap fee. So when I used to trade the euro dollar by itself before I got into any of the school models, whether it was Epic or Tradera or anything, I would trade the euro dollar. And if my trade was going the wrong way, because I had a strong enough margin account that I could stand letting it ride, I call it being at the mercy of the market. So I would be at the mercy of the market. So I wanted to go up. I pressed the buy button. I wanted to go up. For whatever reason, it went down. That's why I know what a trap buyer is, right? So I'm in. So now I'm in for this one trade negative. So that one's going to get a swap fee because I'm going to stay in it. This is not trading advice here till it get back up because I have enough room that I believe is going to come back up at some point. So I'm getting swap fees whenever I get. So I paid a bunch of swap fees in my day because I would take trades. The sniper entry concept Coach Max had, it freed me up a little bit, Will. Now I know how to sit. I didn't know how to sit on my hands. I got a concept growing up from where I grew up from is if you make the wrong move me in church, I'm gonna punch you in your face in front of the pastor. So I get right to it, right? Which that aggression doesn't really work super good with trading, and don't do it with the pound yen. Being early can make you wrong because you got to stand while the market's doing something you don't want it to do before it does what you want it to do. So I didn't have a sniper entry concept. I paid a lot of swap fees.
Exactly. I held that trade for a long time.
Yeah.
And that's exactly what happened. You know, I mean, I didn't want to hold it that long. I hold it like about 7 hours trying to I wanted to come back up. I was losing the trade. I'm like, hey, I got to hang with this thing.
But to that same point though, Will, there's some people that are intraday traders. So the swap fee is part of their natural life. They got in a trade on Sunday to get out on Friday. So they price the swap fee for those 4 days into their trade. So it's not a bad thing or good thing. It's just knowing what it is, knowing what type of trader you are, and then handling the terrain accordingly.
Well said. Thank you. Thank
Absolutely.
you, sir. I appreciate it.
Yes, sir. Anybody else? What are we doing?
I think that well, I mean, if we got another one, quick one, we can hit that one, then pass it to Mr. Rambis.
Okay, you pick. Let me know. I'm taking this attendance real fast.
Last call for questions. Type it in the chat. Unmute yourself. Going once. Going twice. That's a wrap. All right.
Got a question.
Yes, sir. Fire away.
Should I take this sale?
That's a key level. You wait. So look to the left. You see right there that dip, and then that other time. So that's a key level. If I don't like that candle you're looking at, right? That candle, right? You see how that? So I got this. We got this. That's a key level, right? So now look at that candle you're in. It got the right now to your right, the one it just made. The last one with that wick. That one looks wacky to me because it's
pushing up.
It's pushing up. It's called a not
Tim
dragonfly doji.
Spindle top.
It's a dragonfly doji. That's the one but it's at the top instead of the bottom. So that's a little wacky. So I will wait to see what that next candle that you're looking at, see what that one does. But it looked like so you're at the wall, definitely. Game of Thrones.
You're at the 1 minute.
Yeah. So if you see a downward engulfing, bearish engulfing, or now your candlestick Bible got to kick in, right? So this whole time, don't take a trade because you're on the wall till you see what it's going to do coming off the wall.
Yeah, I see that. So what you were the doji you were just talking about, I see that more as a potential hanging man, which is like a hammer at the top of a trend. But then again, when you're on the 1 minute, things can get wacky, and depending on the pair, you know, those can
Ethereum.
be suggested, right? I see. Yeah. So it's possible because you got two of those back to back. One of them was bearish, one was bullish, one bearish.
They're at the wall. They rumbling. That's what I'm trying to tell you. Game of Thrones right now. You can go any which way.
So that's the 5 minute.
Yeah, I would start with the top down analysis personally, as far as what's
all right.
happening.
So 4 hour.
You don't see that key level as clear, but you know it's one
1 hour.
came down. Look at that wall right there. Look at that wall. Go over to the left, Rambus. Where that one, yeah.
Boom.
Bang bang. Then they come back.
Boom,
Bang
boom,
bang
boom.
bang. Then it,
Boom, boom, boom.
Yeah, I would wait for a little bit more. I mean, it depends on what kind
1
of trading
hour.
you're doing. If you're just sniping like 2 pips,
30 minute.
2 pips on the euro dollar is like 15 pips on Ethereum.
Right.
I'll wait till it bounce off the wall, and it look
And it
like
also determines, 5 pips could be a lot when I'm on 40x or 50x
right, 1000%.
leverage. So
Go down,
yeah.
go back down to the one. Let's see what we got. The wall was clear though. The wall already told on itself.
Broke through.
Yeah, hold on. That's why. Hold up, Rob. That's why you don't bet at the wall.
That's a great point. Yep.
You gotta let that thing ride out. Show itself.
Still pushing up.
Mhm.
I'm about to take a sale in a minute though.
Wait till it run out of steam.
Yes, sir.
he's got an itchy
So
cell
Rambus,
finger.
Rambus, look all the way back to your left. That right there, up to the top of that. Right, no, right where you was at. Down to the left. Down to the left. That one right there. That wick. When the price get over there, because that's like a nice resistance piece. When they get there, see what it do too. So whatever that number is on the gray, that
1824.
Yeah, see what price do there, because that is like it can reject back down from there for you too.
Look like it's about to reject now.
But it's rejecting back to the wall too. So remember that.
Correct.
So now measure from
It
where
ain't
you are
got
to
that
the
far to
wall.
go.
Yeah, measure from where you are to the wall and see if that's a win for you.
Wow, that was an interesting panel. A lot of times I find also on the lower the time frame is, the more delay there can be between what these candles are telling you and what actually happened, right? So you see something that's indicating a bearish reversal, it might take several candles for that to kick in. It's kind of like foreshadowing. So it becomes a little tougher to read on those lower time frames, but
right.
That's why you do that top down.
I'm going in. I think it's going down now.
But so Rams, remember I told you, now I'm gonna show you, right? Remember I told you that line part, it looked more like a line chart and the candlestick at the same time. Your line chart is looking like it wants to create a head and shoulders. So that's a reason to hold up for a second, because that first part looked like a shoulder, that looked like the head.
This shoulder here.
No, right there exactly where you at, right at price right now. Them 2 little humps on the line chart.
Oh, yeah,
Okay.
I see it.
Yeah.
Go to the line chart, Rambus. Go up.
He can't not go to it. The way this joint set up, they do both at the same time. That's the head. It looked like that's
the head. Okay.
And that's the left shoulder. And then you start looking for the right shoulder to develop. And then when the right shoulder develops, that's your entry time to get in for the sell.
I'm sitting on my hands.
Go ahead and tell them what's going on for the rest of the day while we're waiting to see.
Absolutely, guys. So great class as always. Appreciate you, gentlemen. We, of course, are doing our noon Zoom here in about 5 minutes. I'll be hosting. I'm missing out on that sale. Dag of flag nabbit. That's okay, though.
Wait, Rambus. You right back at the wall. See what I'm saying to you?
Yeah, it came back to the wall.
Right back to
Yeah,
the
because
wall.
it's on the 1 minute. That's tricky on that 1 minute.
Now hold on, you got to be in for this 1 minute work, don't it? That's next for you. You gotta be in for the 1 minute work.
I
Yeah,
got
the
you.
1 minute. Yeah, if you could, I mean, I could spend, you know, an hour worth of trading on the 1 minute and do
There
what
you go.
somebody
There
might
you-
do.
That look a little better for you.
Yeah.
How much
It look
did you
like it
miss?
might break.
How much did you miss from that? Nah, it's about to go. That's what I'm telling you. That's the one.
Yeah, now that you engulf, that's a wrap right there. I mean, snipe some pips.
Sell it.
Now, how much did you miss from when you would say you wanted to get into where you are right now? Yeah, how much?
$5. And what that means to me in dollars, though, the $5 range from 812 to 817 would have probably been about $100.
Okay. In about 3 minutes. 3 minutes, more than 3 minutes of work because you have to look at the chart and make up your mind. But 3 minutes of exposure with your money in the market.
Let me
But
go
go
ahead
ahead,
and put my stop loss in here. That's too high. I don't even want it that high.
Can you drag it down? Or you gotta change it? Okay.
Turn, baby, turn. I'm in profit.
Get that money.
Watching the game show.
I know.
Again, we're about to do our Zoom at noon. I'm about to jump off of here, guys. So I'll let y'all have it. Great job again, as always, gentlemen. And noon, we're doing an opportunity Zoom, 5 p.m. opportunity Zoom, and also a 9 p.m. opportunity Zoom. I'm up $45.
Well, close it. Close us out for the win.
Close us out for the win. We've made about $40, or a little less now because we pulled back. But again, at 1 o'clock, we have the corporate training at 1 p.m. on Epic opportunity.epictrading.com. Don't miss the trading, the company's training platform at 1 p.m. Of course, if you have guests in the next 3 minutes, load them up. We'll be back on for the presentation again at 5 p.m. Eastern, again at 9 p.m. Eastern tonight. So load your guest on to the Blitz and make sure, of course, you're on the Builders Academy for those who want to build the B quadrant side tomorrow night at 8 p.m. And take care. God bless. We'll see you. Oh, also, make sure those of you who have contacts in Dallas, you get the information for the Dallas event. We can also have guests for that event. So even if you don't plan to attend, you can definitely promote it out to your guests. I should have stayed in the cell.
All
right, guys.
No. You get back in and then just let the broker get their money. Keep that clean. That's our debate. Keep that clean because when I say get out, it was $48. Get the 48, come back in, get the other. And now you got the show that we're talking about.
There it is.
There's nothing wrong with taking profit.
No, not at all. You're right. And I've learned that. I've learned that over time because I've lost more trades trying to be greedy. Yeah. All right, guys, I got to jump off. I'll turn it back over to you. Appreciate you as always.
All right. That'd be our debate. It don't be winning or losing. It'd be how much money to just take.
Replan, promo factor.
All right, sir, close us out. We done.
All right. Thank you all so much for your questions. If you didn't get a chance to ask, please speak to your sponsor about joining the GEP chat. If you're not in there already, drop it in there once you are. Thank you to Mr. Allen, Mr. Rambis, and everybody. Have a wonderful week. We'll see you next one.